Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is R.S. Raghu, bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines. Joe Biden leads the race to White House as counting continues in the U.S. presidential elections. Trump tweets to stop counting of votes. Prime Minister Modi says India would be the engine of global resurgence at the virtual Global Investor Roundtable. India's private sector joins the government in combating climate change with the historic declaration. New Delhi slams Islamabad for handing over the management of Kartarpur Sahib Gurudwara to non-Sikh body. Even after 2 days of counting of votes, it is a close call on who will be the next president of USA. According to CNN, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden is leading the race with 253 seats, while incumbent President Donald Trump stands at 213 seats. In the 538-member Electoral College, the winner needs 270 seats to be declared as a winner. Meanwhile, Trump has tweeted to stop the vote count. His campaign has already filed legal action in several states to stop counting of votes on grounds of lack of transparency. 12 Indian Americans, including 5 women, have won in the state-level elections. This is in addition to the 4 Indian Americans elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Villagers in the ancestral home of Kamala Harris wished her victory on Thursday by painting colorful slogans on the roads. The Democrats' running mate in the U.S. presidential election, Kamala Harris, traces her roots to small village Mannargudi near Chennai. The Prime Minister of India addressed the virtual Global Investor Roundtable on Thursday. Mr. Modi said that a strong and vibrant India can contribute to stabilization of the world economic order. He also affirmed his commitment to make India the engine of global growth resurgence.
India's quest to become Atmanirbhar is not just a vision but a well-planned economic strategy. A strategy that aims to use the capabilities of our businesses and skills of our workers to make India into a global manufacturing powerhouse. A strategy that aims to use our strength in technology to become the global center for innovations. A strategy that aims to contribute to global development using our immense human resources and their talents.
India on Thursday took a significant step in its commitment to chart a future of green growth for itself. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Mr. Prakash Javadekar said that India has set ambitious targets for renewable energy and carbon emission reduction. He was addressing the India CEO Forum of Climate Change in New Delhi.
Climate change is very important issue to be discussed world over and world action is needed. So in Paris we decided that we will restrict the temperature rise to 2 degrees by 2100. We have declared that we will reduce our emission intensity by 35%, solar power 100 gigawatt by 2022, 175 gigawatt of renewable power by 2022, and now the Prime Minister has taken it to a new height of 450 gigawatts by 2030.
Mr. Javadekar also released the Declaration of Private Sector on Climate Change at the India CEO Forum on Climate Change. Here's a report.
The declaration recognizes India's commitment to the cause of climate change. It underlines the pivotal role played by private sector in creating low-carbon and sustainable economies without compromising collective and holistic growth aspirations. Key industry leaders from the steel, cement, power, pharmaceuticals, amongst others, reinforced their commitment to the cause of climate change. The declaration is a historic and noteworthy step in fostering a partnership between the government and private sector in the shared vision of combating climate change and ensuring sustainable development. Sarah Mujtaba for World News, AIR.
India's Chief of Army Staff General M.M. Naravane was conferred the honorary rank of General of the Nepali Army by President Vidyadev Bhandari in Kathmandu. Earlier in the morning, General Naravane laid a wreath and paid homage to the martyrs at the Bir Smarak Martyrs Memorial in the capital. On behalf of the Indian government, he presented medical equipment for 2 field hospitals of the Nepalese army. It includes equipment such as X-ray machines, computed radiography systems, ICU ventilators and ambulances. An MOU was signed on Thursday between the government of Bangladesh, Beximco Pharmaceutical Limited and the Serum Institute of India SII for the priority delivery of 30 million COVID-19 vaccine doses once it is ready for distribution. Calling it a landmark agreement, Bangladesh Health Minister expressed hope that people of Bangladesh will get relief from this. India's High Commissioner Vikram Doraiswamy told our Dhaka correspondent that the Indian vaccine is one of the most promising candidates and is most suited for Bangladeshi conditions. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. External Affairs Minister of India Dr. S. Jaishankar on Thursday addressed the India-Nordic-Baltic Conclave. He referred to the opportunity in the wake of coronavirus pandemic to chart a greener, smarter and more resilient path to growth. Dr. Jaishankar said the India-Nordic-Baltic partnership can make a real difference in this respect.
India and the Nordic-Baltic nations have much in common. Our shared values have led to a similar outlook towards global challenges and opportunities. They have also been the basis for a substantial trade and investment relationship, one that has grown even further in recent years.
India has slammed Pakistan for handing over the management of Kartarpur Sahib Gurudwara to a non-Sikh body on Thursday. India called upon Pakistan to reverse its arbitrary decision. In a statement, India's External Affairs Ministry condemned the unilateral decision by Pakistan to transfer the management and maintenance of the holy Gurudwara Kartarpur Sahib to a non-Sikh body run by the Evacuee Trust Property Board. The statement read that the auction runs against the spirit of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor as also the religious sentiments of the Sikh community at large. The move has exposed the facade by the Pakistani leadership which makes tall claims of preserving and protecting the minority rights and welfare. China on Thursday has once again suspended the entry of foreign nationals holding valid Chinese visas or residence permits into China. Chinese embassies have made official announcements in this regard. The Chinese embassies in India, the United Kingdom, Philippines and Belgium and consulates in these countries will no longer issue stamped health declaration forms citing COVID-19 pandemic as the reason. Entry by holders of diplomatic service courtesy of C visas will not be affected. Applications in case of emergency may be done. Notices called it a temporary measure and the entry into China with visas issued after 3rd November 2020 will not be affected. Now let us take a look at the coronavirus updates. According to WHO data, the number of infected cases has crossed 47.59 million worldwide. Greece ordered a nationwide lockdown on Thursday to curb surge in COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, India's coronavirus vaccine Covaxin is seen as the front runner with a potential launch in February. The British High Commission in India launched Pledge for Progress campaign on Thursday. The initiative aims to empower organizations and individuals to break down gender norms and together build a gender-equal society through 5 commitments. News from the world of sports now. In tennis, India's Rohan Bopanna and Austrian Oliver Marach enter the men's doubles quarterfinals of the Paris Masters. Daniil Medvedev avoided an upset against Alex de Minaur and moves on to the quarterfinals where he will face Diego Schwartzman. In football, UEFA Champions League saw a major upset as German club Leipzig beat PSG on Wednesday night. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to Vaishnav Jan by artists from Israel. And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.